Let's get talking now. The Gombe Geographic Information System, GOGIS, is an agency saddled with a mandate for effective administration of lands in Gombe State. The state government has been involved in the digitalization of land administration aimed at improving urban planning and supporting infrastructure development and other critical areas in the state. The state believed that a just and efficient land administrative system is necessary in order to guarantee ownership and security of tenure, provision of security, support land and property taxation, monitor land transactions, as well as reduce incessant disputes associated with land. Well, let's get talking and analyze the prospects of this land administration policy in Gombe State. And joining me now to discuss this is no other person but the Director General of the Gombe Geographic Information System, Dr. Kabiru Hassan. Dr. Hassan, good afternoon. It's good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you, Tolu. How are you?
Very well, fine, thank you. Yes, let me start with what is that thing that motivated Gombe State to establish your agency, GOGIS? What was the aim? What are you actually, what's the objective of GOGIS?
So the GOGIS was established in 2014, but unfortunately it has been abandoned by the previous administration. But fortunately for Gombe State indigents, we are lucky to have His Excellency, the Governor of Gombe State, Muhammad Yahaya, who empowered GOGIS and saddled the responsibilities of effective management and administration of land administration in Gombe State.
A very good way to start. But I would follow up with asking you that what now is the difference between the Ministry of Lands and Survey and GOGIS?
Thank you very much for this wonderful question. Ministry of Land and Survey was the ministry in charge of all land administration activities in Gombe State, the function of land administration and management of land in Gombe State. But because of the reforms introduced by His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Gombe State, Muhammad Yahaya, all the functions in land administration have been transferred to Gombe Geographic Information now. And Ministry of Land and Survey are the supervisory ministry to GOGIS. When we have some policies to pass to His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Gombe State, we have to go through to the Commissioner of Land and Survey. When we have some issues which need the attention of our council members, we have to pass through the Commissioner of Land and Survey. But the functions of land administration in Gombe State, it is under Gombe Geographic Information System now. All the allocations, everything pertaining land administration is now under the Gombe Geographic Information System, under the supervision of Commissioner of Land and Survey.
Interesting one there. Before I go to my next question, talking about economic benefits, I want you to make us understand what is meant by Gombe Capital Development Zone.
Gombe Capital Special Development Zone, you know, Gombe is a beautiful city and it's a small city, and you know, no city grows on its own to become orderly, functionally efficient, and visually pleasant without the strength of governmental decision regarding its design formulated and implemented regarding its spatial and vertical pattern of growth. As such, city growth need to be guided and properly planned. So what I mean by this, you know, when you have a bold leader that has vision and mission to generate revenue in the state, so you must stand firm and apply all these activities in terms of revenue generation.
Interesting one there. But in all of this, there should be some economic benefits of GOGIS to Gombe State government. You know, we are business people here, and we always like to talk about economic benefits. Tell us some of this.
Okay, the economic benefit. What we are doing now under Gombe Capital Special Development Zone, Gombe is surrounded by slum. And you know, Gombe is at the center of northeastern part of Nigeria. And due to the influx of people from Maiduguri, that is Borno State, from Yobe, Adamawa, due to the insurgency, so Gombe is overpopulated now. The urbanization is very high now. So based on that, His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Gombe State, is worried about how Gombe is developing in an hazard way, in a slow way. So he created Gombe Capital Special Development Zone. We have some layout which have been abandoned for over 2 decades. So this layout, we have like 8 layouts. This layout, we were tasked to audit the layout because there are some issues bedeviling the layout in terms of change of land uses, blockage of access road, creation of unnecessary plots, creation of infill. So for us to encourage investors to come to Gombe, we have to address these challenges that we have in order to have a functional layout with an aesthetic look. So having this been done like few weeks ago, now we call on people to come for verification. During this verification, we are finding all these challenges. We are getting the result of what has been done for over 20 years. So now people have been coming to verify their lands. So those that do not know the importance of the ground rent, there is what we call ground rent. They don't even know the importance of ground rents. They don't know how to come and pay their ground rent. But during this verification that we are doing now, people are coming. We will search for your plot. Sometimes when we found out that your plot, you have blocked a road, access road, then we will charge you some fine. After charging you some fine, like maybe let's say 50,000 or 100,000 naira fine. When we charge you this 100,000 naira fine, let's say your ground rent is maybe 1 million naira for over 20 years you didn't pay. Don't accumulate this fine and the ground rent, then you will pay like 1,100,000 naira, which has not been done before. So now we are, in fact, in 2 weeks, within these 2 weeks that we are doing this exercise, our revenue has boosted to a tremendous, significant figure.
That's a good one. More revenue there for government.
Yeah.
Now, let me also ask you that are there other forms of land reforms, particularly by the administration of Muhammadu Unoa Yahya administration, that is on ground in Gombe State? Can you shed more light on some of these reforms?
Yes, there is what we call Executive Order 4, which has been signed by His Excellency, the Governor of Gombe State, Muhammadu Unoa, in July 2020. The Executive Order 4 is trying to extend the urban areas from where it was before. Before, the extent of an urban area, especially the Gombe metropolis is 15-kilometer radius. So the center is from the Emir's Palace, west, south, north, and east. So we added 5-kilometer radius. So now Gombe Township has an extension of 5 kilometers added to the previous kilometers, which is 15 kilometers. Now we have 20-kilometer radius. This is part of the reform. And the 11 local governments we have, before we were having 10-kilometer radius. Now we added 5-kilometer radius, which is 15-kilometer radius. So the reason why we did that, in order to have more revenue, apart from having more revenue, in order to take charge of all the activities that was happening before. You know, now in Gombe town, before it was 15-kilometer radius. The Gombe State Urban Development Authority do not care to go and take charge of the 15-kilometer radius. But now by adding this 5-kilometer radius, now they are taking full charge of it. Almost all the outskirts of Gombe town now, the villages surrounding Gombe State now are have fallen into the Gombe metropolis now.
Still staying with money issues here, which is critical to us here. Is it true that apart from FCT, that's Abuja, Gombe is second in terms of the price of land, talking about high price of land in the country?
I'm very happy to hear that. So you had this information from Lagos.
Research
so it is
and
true.
research.
Yeah, to be honest with you, in the whole of northern Nigeria, Gombe is the second in terms of high price of land. You can buy land in Gombe at the rate of 150 million naira, 150 million naira because of its location. You know, I told you Gombe is at the center of Northeast, and we are lucky our governor is providing more infrastructure, more fiscal development, more connectivity, more road networks, more access. I'm sure you've been to Gombe last year.
Yes.
I'm sure you've been to Gombe last year. So yeah. if you look at the beauty of Gombe town, you don't have to ask anybody in terms of the price of land. I'm telling you, in Gombe, you can get a land of 150 million naira, 100 million naira, 50 million naira, 60 million naira in Gombe State.
That's a good one. Let me follow up with that and ask you. You touched on the issue of the metropolitan being surrounded by slump. So how are you managing this? Because I'm also looking at the negative effects this could have on people that have resided around those areas before now.
So I have to also appreciate my governor because November 11th November, we organized a workshop on all the stakeholders, the traditional rulers, the chairman of local government, the district heads, and the local government heads. This workshop is aimed at enlightening the locals, especially the district heads, the importance of having their land subdivided under the supervision of the authority. What we were facing before, the locals, when you have your farm, let's say 10 hectares, they do not even care to come to the authority to subdivide the land in an appropriate manner. They will just go ahead without the consideration of planning standard and subdivide their land on their own. But during this administration, we are trying our best to enlighten them, to be calling them for workshop, to educate them on how to supervise their subdivision of their land in terms of, in a layout, you must have something like a neighborhood center, sector center, recreational center, and other facilities so that it will make the environment livable and habitable. So that is what we are doing.
Now also, let's talk about, you mentioned it earlier, the Executive Order 4. What really does this entail? What are the positives for your state and your own job in particular?
So this executive order, it has given us power to take charge of the extension done by the executive order. That is the added 5 kilometers.
Okay.
Yes. So now we have taken charge of the added 5 kilometers, and we are trying to, we are trying to expand our urban areas, so that all the benefit that is given to the urban centers, now it has extended to the extended 5 kilometers.
Almost finally, now I want to ask you that also, is this true, but it's expected though that you've deployed modern technology in land administration in Gombe State. How true is this and how effective has it been?
I'm happy to hear this question. I have to commend my boss, the Executive Governor of Gombe State, Muhammad Uneha, for deploying this modern technology. What I mean by modern technology, now we can compute ourselves with Abuja Geographic Information Systems, Kaduna State Geographic Information Systems, and Edo State Geographic Information System and Nasarawa State Geographic Information System. Why? Because we deployed an aeroplane which captured the whole of Gombe State in terms of taking the satellite imagery. So now we have modern technology, we have modern softwares, because it will help us in increasing the internally generated revenue of the state and security and other agricultural facilities in terms of mining and geological data.
Now, before I let you go, now, if you're to advise or to talk about what can be done in other states, or how can this be replicated in other states of the Federation, that's talking about your land reforms in your state, what would you say to states, and of course even the FCT, if you're opportuned to have this, to hold this same kind of position, what can be done to better our land reforms acts and all that we have on ground?
So it depends on the personality. Sometimes the chief security officer of the state, I'm sure, is His Excellency the Executive Governor. So all the other state that wants to emulate what we are doing, the governor must be bold, visionary enough, and also to make sure the master plan is implemented. Or if the master plan is not implemented, it has to be reviewed if it has been implemented before. That is my advice to other states. And our doors are open in terms of guidance or anything pertaining what we are doing. We are ready to assist our other states.
But in implementing your day-to-day activities, let's wrap up with this. You will be having some challenges too. How are you facing them head on?
You know, the challenges I'm having, you know, we have this land grabbers. You understand? That's the challenges I'm having. Some people will be sending threats to you, you know, but we are ready to serve our state. We are ready to serve our people. So we don't care about whoever is challenging us. But we know, we are very sure what we are doing is for the good people of Gombe State, and it's good for the future.
Good for the future. Well, we'll keep a tab on this and see how it all plays out. Interesting conversation with you, I must say. Dr. Kabiru Hassan there, live from Gombe. He's the Director General of the Gombe Geographic Information System, making us understand it one after the other. Thank you so much for spending your afternoon with us on Business Nigeria. We really appreciate this, and we hope to have you sometime soon.
It's my pleasure, Tulu. It's my pleasure. Thank you so much.